Ryan Hawkins is always so happy for you, your teammates, anyone. He's always communicating, always congratulating you guys. What was it like to watch him have a moment like that with that dunk?
It was a great moment. I mean, Hawk is one of the most positive teammates I've ever played with. Positive teammates on this team. It was great to see him have a moment. It's always good to see, your teammates thrive, especially guys that don't get as much opportunity as you. But for him to come up with a big time steal, for him to hit a big time three, it's always big for us.
For y'all to be down 21 against the number one team in the East, they get their best player back. But talk to me about the fight that you guys have.
Yeah, I mean, we showed a lot of fight. I mean, us having a sold-out crowd, us having, a lot of 905 fans here and stuff like that also played a big part for us to get this win. And us just staying together and not just getting down on ourselves, but just figuring out ways to come back into the game.
Hi, Reggie. Andres from Frequency 5 FM. Do you think this game was totally different than what we saw on Thursday, or what was your idea on that game? What did you change it, or what did you prepare?
Yeah, I mean,
it's like Thursday.
it's always tough to beat a team twice, especially like back to back. So we knew it was going to be a little bit different. We knew they were going to come out with a lot more energy. We knew they were going to come out tough. So it was a lot different. The game before was kind of it was really a blowout. So we knew they were going to try to get back at us.
Thank you.
Danielle Lopez, Over the Line Sports. There was a big energy shift from the first half to the second half. What was the message at halftime?
Message at halftime was really just locking in defensively on their shooters, knowing what they, knowing their personnel and stuff like that, what they can and can't do, and making the extra pass offensively, like we were doing in the game before, was the biggest message.
Going back to your point about the crowd, how much did that contribute to you guys, like making sure you want to come back and win this for them?
Oh yeah, definitely contributed a lot. I mean, we always want to not upset our fans and just show them winning basketball when it's a lot of them here.
What's the one thing, no matter who you guys are playing, no matter how many guys you do or don't have, that you expect of each other?
What's the one thing we expect of each other?
Yeah.
Just to compete. Just to play the right way, and just to share the ball offensively and do the right things defensively. Just come play hard every day, give it your all every single day. It's the one thing we expect from each other.
What's your performance today?
Mine?
Yes.
Personal? I give it a C minus. C. I give it a C.
Okay, what could you have done better today?
Taking care of the ball, had 4 turnovers. I feel like I took some out of rhythm shots. Kind of held the team a little bit better together. But other than that, I think it was a decent executed job.
Talk to me about your opinion on the newcomers, how they've integrated themselves within the team and how they're working well with the team dynamic.
I think it's been great. We finally got some pieces that we can gel around, and it's been really good with the guys that have already been here, establishing the foundation that we have. So it's been easy for them to kind of gel in with us, and it's been fun.
Daniela?
I'm okay.
Zola? I go. What was going on in the locker room during halftime to hype you guys up and get you guys ready for a comeback like that?
If you were in the locker room, you wouldn't have known that we were down 15 at halftime. But I mean, we all know that it's games like this when you're down early, you just got to stay together and keep fighting.
I want to ask you about Ryan Hawkins because he is always just so happy for you guys. He's always, the first one off the bench cheering for you. And then he had a monster moment tonight, a monster game.
His dunk?
What's that?
His dunk?
His dunk.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was that for you to watch him and see the teammate who's always like your biggest cheerleader have a moment of his own?
Well, I felt like that was my moment to be the biggest cheerleader, especially seeing him get off the floor. I rarely see him do that, so it was good to see that.
And then another one I have, is there a moment that you can think of in your life or a specific event that made you fall in love with basketball?
I'd say just the joy of seeing others happy while I'm playing, getting others involved, making sure, because it's a team game, and when everyone's playing together, everyone's happy. You play both ends of the floor pretty well, and you come out with wins. So that's how I see it. I like to approach the game with the right way and get everyone involved first, and then individual things come last. They'll come with the flow.
And is it strange being, you are the youngest player on the team, but you also, yeah, you're the only one born in 2001.
Oh.
But you also have like a veteran leadership, veteran presence because you've been here before. Is that something that you ever think about when you're on the court or when you're in the locker room?
Not really. I guess everyone else kind of looks at me like I kind of act a little bit older than my age, more mature, and that's credit to my mom and like my upbringing. But I don't really see it like that. I don't really try to pat myself on the back like, oh, I'm younger than everyone. But I didn't really know that. But that's just one of those things that you have to be professional about when you step into this kind of scenery.
Thank you.
Any more questions? Sure, yeah. What was the energy like today? The crowd was electric. How much did that contribute to like the vibes today of the team?
I was saying this in the locker room. I think it carried over from Gabe's dunk last game, and I told Gabe that he drew the crowd up for this game, and that's why everyone showed up. So we really feed off of the crowd here in Mississauga.
Everyone on the team that we talked to last game said that they're not going to hear the end of Gabe's dunk. Is that true?
Yeah, I think he's still watching it right now.
Okay, what do you think about the game today? We got a stress, holding, and then we won the game.
It was a tale of two halves for sure. They were on fire in the first half. They made every shot. They were getting great looks and knocking them all down. And then we cleaned up some of our coverages, and it was better in the second half. And they stopped making all their threes all the time.
It was a very good game, and the only thing we lose in a lot of turnovers.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. You got to work on that.
It's the G League. We had 19, they had 23. That's the G League.
Coach, nice to meet you. My name is Andres from Frequency 5 FM. What was your perception about the team, and also based on the abilities, especially number 2 on them? That was a very good player. What do you plan for this game, and especially to block number 2?
Yeah, Sharif Cooper, he's the leading scorer in the G League for a reason. He's such a threat. He can shoot threes, he can stop on a dime and shoot floaters, and he can get all the way to the paint. He's a tough guy to guard, that's for sure. Obviously, his first game back in over a week, he wasn't 100% out there, you could tell. But we really focused on keeping him out of the paint, because once he gets into the paint, he's a lot of trouble. And we were going to live with him, not live with him, but ideally, if we're going to give something up, it's threes. So he took 10 3-point attempts. That's okay, because he was 3 for 14 on twos and had 6 turnovers. So that's the trade-off, and I think it worked out today.
Thank you, Coach.
Daniela Lopez, Over the Line Sports. So the team was obviously losing by 21 points. You come back.
Okay.
What does that say about this team?
They're a pretty resilient group. So we always try and not play the score, whether we're up 20 or down 20. So you're not going to get 21 points back in a minute. So it's just slowly chip at it. And the second unit did a heck of a job coming in. And you look at the plus minus of the second unit, it's pretty high across the board. So they did a great job chipping into the lead, and then the starters came back and finished the job.
Chris Dimitrakopoulos, ATV News. Cleveland finished the first half with more paint points. What was your message at halftime to come back and score normally nearly 20 more points in the paint?
Yeah, I think that was probably more about our offense than our paint protection. A lot of the paint points we gave up in the first half were just straight up miscommunication, not getting matched up in transition. And it's not always, it was off like made free throws and stuff like that too. We were just giving up rim runs. Even like the very last play of the first half, they had 5 seconds and we're pressing in the backcourt against the fastest guy in the G League, and Cooper's able to blow by everybody, put it off the backboard, and they're able to get the offensive rebound put back. So it was some stuff we could clean up, and then we just had to do a better job. We took 10 non-paint twos in the first half. We were settling a bit too much, putting pressure on the paint, and when they collapsed, finding the right kick out.
Ryan Hawkins is always one of the first ones off the bench celebrating his teammates. He's always, telling them good job. What was it like for you as his coach to watch him have a game like that and have a moment like that with that dunk?
Yeah. I was joking with him before the game. The highlight for me of the Gabe through the legs dunk was Hawkins' reaction. He was celebrating, so he was happier than Gabe was. So he's got so much joy for himself and his team, but more importantly for his teammates. Everybody loves him. He's the best communicator on the team. He's constantly, it doesn't matter, like we're saying, up or down, tie game, whatever. He's engaged. He's cheering. He's just a great teammate.